Hi, I'm Kelly. I'm here at St George's Hall for an event by Little Atoms Productions in which Stephen Graham is going to be on the stage behind me talking about his life and his career. Now, he started off in the Everyman Youth Theatre and he has took Hollywood by storm. He's shared the screen with Daniel Day-Lewis, Leonardo DiCaprio, Johnny Depp, and now he's going to be sharing the screen with me. Everyone's just tacking behind me, preparing for the event, and I just can't wait to be speaking to him.
Ain't nobody better me better than you.
But he's just a fabulous actor, and you've just got to be really proud of someone to come from the city and stay as brilliant as he is, and to be so talented. You know,
when you see how he can play such a horrible, scary character, and then just you see him sat there having a laugh.
And then you see him and he's lovely. It's like, oh, you know what, I can't come and
I spoke to one of the musicians who actually went to the Everyman Youth Theatre with Stephen when they were just kids.
I played his dog.
Oh, right.
I was a talking dog. A bit like Brian Griffin off Family Guy.
I'm sure it was a memorable performance anyway.
I was fantastic. I taught Stephen everything he knew. He took from what I put into the dog, he took all that, and that's why his career took off.
How did you come about getting asked to do this event?
Stephen's wife asked me.
Yeah?
Because I've known Stephen for a little while now, and they appreciate my music.
An hour before it started, I had a chat with the other star of the show, Mike Neary, who was going to be on stage in conversation with Stephen Graham.
The only way to do it is to learn about 6 times more material than you could ever use, which means the minute the interview's over, all you do is start kicking the skirting boards going, I didn't get to ask this question. You know what? In one respect, it's just a huge pleasure, because if work involves sitting glued to This Is England and its TV spin-off, which is absolutely brilliant, then it's actually difficult to discipline yourself. I think I'm not going to say this because it will just look too cheesy. I think his performance as Combo ranks alongside Richard Burton in Look Back in Anger or any of the great British screen performances. I think it is one of the most complicated, multi-layered, incredible screen performances. I just have to find a way of saying that without going...
As I expected, Stephen Graham arrived in true Al Capone style. Oh, wait, that was from the wedding fair earlier in the day. Anyway, I had a chat with some of the audience who were getting a pre-show drink. Now, ladies, what brought you to the event this evening? What made you want to come tonight?
Well, it's because he's a local boy, so we all want to see and hear all about where he's come from.
I think he really does keep an honest, you really believe in the characters, because that's why it's so natural on camera.
I want to ask him if he still fancies Sean Bean.
I don't know what his wife will say about that. And now it was my chance to speak to the man himself, Stephen Graham. Stephen, what was your reaction when you got asked to do this event?
I was made up, to be honest with you. I was over the moon. Such an honour.
Yeah, I mean, you're still so young now, and...
Oh, thank you. She's alright, Jackie. She's alright, she's not too bad,
What's it like for you to look, so it's sort of like reflecting now, just on how incredible
I see it as I'm only halfway there, really, I suppose.
Definitely,
that's the way I suppose you're right, I have achieved quite a bit in such a my small number of years on this planet, but it's just an honour, and it's an absolute pleasure and a privilege to be able to come to a place like this, such a historical building, and to be able to talk about what I've done and where I came from, and to pay my homage and my respects to my family and to my friends and my wife, and to just share some of the stories of the journey that I've been on, really.
And you started off in the Everyman Youth Theatre.
Yeah, I did.
Did you always know that acting was what you wanted to do?
I always hoped, but I tried a proper job for about 3 weeks it was. I was, have you heard of TGI Fridays?
I have, yeah.
Well, I was one of them I wasn't even a waiter, I was a busboy. And and I was there for 3. I went because my auntie Kathy was living in London, and I thought I'd get a job and that, and go and see the big crowd and everything. And I thought the streets were paved with gold. And I was a bus boy, and I got the sack because I wouldn't clean sick up. That wasn't in my section, by the way.
Really?
But the fella was a knobhead anyway, the manager.
Well, like, I hope he's still cleaning.
I hope he's still cleaning sick up.
Was there any point in the early days when you just thought, like, this isn't gonna happen, or
loads of times. Loads of times, but
what kept you?
One particular there was a particular time after we'll just swim after university, after drama school, when I finished, there was a period where there was no auditions or nothing, and I actually went to be a fireman. I went and I'd done the 2 tests. I'd done the physical test, which I passed, probably wouldn't know, and I'd done the character test, the psychological test and stuff like that.
There's loads you have to go through.
Well, I'd done the 2 of them, and the day I was going to the final interview, to sit down and have a chat with the head fireman or whatever it was that you passed that process, I got a phone call from my agent in Manchester, a lady down in Manchester, saying I had an audition for Coronation Street. So I went, do I go for the fireman or do I go for the audition? And thankfully I went for the audition.
Now,
and I got the part, actually. 3 episodes back in the good old days. Yeah.
Rover's Return.
Yes.
Now, obviously, being from Liverpool, do you think that a lot of people who are from Liverpool when they're doing acting, they sort of distance themselves, if they'll lose their accent, or do you just try?
That's called acting. That's I'm from Kirby, and I'm dead proud to be from Kirby.
Yeah.
But I'm not just saying it. I think one of my fortes is to be able to change my accent.
Oh,
I'm never going to lose my accent. I'm never going to change. But I'm lucky because I can do different accents.
I really admire.
I know what you mean. I know what you're saying.
I really admire.
Well, even when I was a kid, when people would go to London for a month and they'd come back and they'd be like, "Oh, hello, how are you?" And you'd be like, "No, babes, what are you talking about? What are you on about there? We've only been away for 20 minutes." No, but down London is really different.
Honestly, some of my mates have come back from uni with some black accents doing medicine and all that, and you just think you're
what happened to you?
Yeah, not even acting, do acting, so that's no excuse either.
Yeah. It's called being pretentious, love. That's
exactly.
What it's called.
It was a funny and emotional insight into one of the city's greatest exports, and Stephen left the audience in a standing ovation.
So, gentlemen, congratulations. That was an absolutely thoroughly enjoyable evening. Every minute of it was brilliant. How did you feel it went?
It went all right, didn't it?
Yeah.
It did, yeah.
Obviously, there's a few surprises for you as well.
I didn't know about that.
That friendship, this could be the end of a beautiful friendship.
What it was, I could tell when he was going to do something, because he had this little twinkle in his eye himself, and it was like that kind of, I know something you don't know, and it was like, so Stephen.
Save myself, don't need no help when I'm grooving. Pain won't show, don't need to know when I'm grooving. 'Cause when I'm grooving, it's right, and I'm grooving tonight.
All credit to the creators of Little Atoms Productions, Gemma and Karen, who put on such a successful evening.
We're on cloud 9, and you know why? Because we have one very, very happy special guest. Stephen is just, oh my god, he's floating.
We're hoping to take it on tour next year, not only around the UK but to New York as well. Got a couple of events planned in New York, so watch out world. Girl power.
Team Atom, baby.
So, Kevin and Lee, what did you think of the event?
I thought it was really good. I thought it was a bit of a fly in the wall, to be honest. And Stephen come across as being very down to earth.
You said it was emotional, and it must have been more.
So laid back, that's the type of person he's dead laid back. He's never thought he should have been what he was.
Do you have a favourite piece of work that he's done?
Yeah. When he was in Coronation Street,
And by the way, Kelly fans, Stephen, we got a taxi down with him just before from the event, and he went, "Oh, that Kelly, she was fantastic." So he really liked being interviewed by you.
What a fantastic evening. It was absolutely brilliant, and especially coming from Liverpool, everyone's just really proud of him and what he's achieved. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like me on Facebook and check out my videos on YouTube, and I will see you next time. Click on one of my other videos on screen to check out where else I've been.